Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the Persuader. So, looking at yojo.com, and of course, I put this into a Word document again because there are so many ads around it. I think it's just kind of distracting. Um, so, looking at what yojo.com gives us, we have a nice picture here. This is another Series 6 from 1987. The Persuader was first released in the United States in 1987. It included the driver backstop. The Persuader was also sold in 88 and unfortunately was discontinued domestically in 1989. So we do have a wonderful picture of backstop. He was released as part of the 6 Series package exclusively with the Persuader high speed tank. Um, and then we have some wonderful views that I've copied from yojo.com. So we have a front view, we do have a rear view here, and then we have a top view. And then I kind of skipped some of the side views. We do have the isometric views here. So you see the main cannon, secondary cannon, and then we have the missiles here on the side. I'm trying to remember what they were called, the dart missiles. So looking at here, we have the monopulse driver operated by the laser cannon, slope driver, ballistic deflector shield, raked impact deflector nose section, reinforced tubular front push bar, all wheel independent suspension, all terrain 10 wheel drive unit, transaxle, high intensity integrated xenon headlamps, pinpoint reflection acquisition targeter, overtrack battle transport platforms, heat wave 10 megawatt armor piercing laser cannon. That's our main cannon here. And then we also have the automatic laser stabilizing system, Dart SAM 37 250-pound missiles, layered composite deflection shaped turret. Let's see, AGT 1200 horsepower turbine engine, and rearward facing ventral fin intercooler radiator. So it is interesting to see everything that they have here. It is an interesting vehicle. Taking a wheeled, making it a wheeled tank instead of having the traditional uh, tank treads. So easily broken and or lost pieces. The yellow missiles are small and easily lost. This has been featured in. Let's see, we have a GI Joe Marvel comic book. It was in a tactical arms compendium, a release as a micro vehicle. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say it was from a Micro Machines, and of course we also have the commercial here. Uh, Variations are known variations. We do have the Persuader and the Night Storm. So in 1988 they had a Night Storm. I don't know what that looks like offhand, but and then we have different international release boxes. So in Argentina, they have a different box art, and Canada had a different box art as well. And kind of continuing on the trend that I've been doing, the original retail price was $6.89. So it's interesting to see that. All right, so now when we look at our vehicle in the Star Wars G.I. Joe universe here, um, this is a wheeled vehicle at speed or scale. Not knowing exactly how long I should have it, so I do have it at 15.9 meters long. Has a crew of one and a gunner of one. Uh, the I, not knowing how many people might be sitting on it or traveling, how GI Joe normally does, I did leave passengers of 6 on here. Um, I have a cargo capacity of 50 kilograms, and I did give it a full coverage for whoever's inside the vehicle. Let's see. So we do have a maneuverability of 1D. It is, it's wheel trying to get it to turn and all that. Maybe a little interesting. It does have a move of, now this is coming from Star Wars, so 200 kilometers an hour, and a body strength of 6D. So going from there. Now, um, it's kind of irking me because I'm sitting there thinking, just because I forgot to change this, and I really kind of want to know um, the 200 kilometers an hour in miles per hour here. So, and I'm trying to talk to my phone as we're doing this. Yeah, right. If I can only get this to go correctly. So it says 62, so it'd be about 104 ish. So let's get 104 in here. 104 mph. So I kind of goofed up on that, and I didn't have that in there before. There. All right. Because pretty much everything else we have is all being done with miles per hour, so I do want to have that in there. And I know I've been trying to get into the kilometers per hour for the rest of the world that's not going off the old Imperial. Uh, we do have a body strength of 60. Now, I had the Mauler at 60, and seeing that this is supposed to be a fast attack tank, I wanted to keep it somewhat similar to that. And when we did go through our schematics, it does talk about an improved or beefed up armor system, so I did want to have that in there. The heavy blaster cannon, which is on our turret, is at speeder scale. Um, Seeing that this is a fast attack, we've had everything at speeder scale here. So this turreted uh, with the crew of one, fire control of 3D because they did mention about an upgraded fire control system. And we do have it with a 60 damage. The cannon that's right above the driver is a light repeating blaster, so that's at personnel scale, and it's a front turret here. Fire control of 1D. Now, I want to keep in mind, I don't know if we're going to have like a heads up display unit or whatever, but the driver is driving, and we have um, the cannon right above his head. So it very well might be more of a heads up display, but I don't know. So I kept the fire control a little on the lower side. And our light repeating blaster is at 7D, so I wanted to keep that there. And then our missiles, we do have 6 dart missiles. They're at speeder scale, fire control of 2D, and damage of 60. Now, one of the things I did put in here on our fire arc is that this is fired from whoever's in the turret. Now, I don't think I've made notations on this stuff in the past, but I did want to kind of mention something about that because exactly who's making that decision to fire the missiles. Uh, Either way, I think it's going to be chaotic for whoever is really doing it. Um, and they could have an extra guidance system in there to kind of help, but I I did want to note here that you do have the driver who's got his anti-personnel weapon, but you have the main gunner who's also shooting the missiles. So just kind of going off of that. So I think this gives it a nice flavor of what the vehicle is. If things don't seem quite right for you, and if you're grabbing this to use it in a campaign, by all means, feel free to change it as always. This is just a idea that I have, right or wrong, but it's just my concept of what I think the machine is. So, with that, thanks for visiting. It's always a pleasure having you stop by. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.